First order of business tonight is to approve the minutes from Wednesday, October 28th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve those.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Next, we have the cemetery is wondering, well, first they have dumpsters being delivered on Monday, November 9th to do the demo of the rest of the old building. And they're wondering where the safe is going.
Well, with Carrie's help, I think haven't told Chan yet because we were working on it. Carrie was able to find housing for it over here to the library.
Okay.
Good.
So, and
done.
it would be in a spot where people will see it, and also it's going to be in a spot where it's quite convenient for moving. So we can I'll get a hold of Dale and we'll get it moved.
Okay.
Okay.
Make a motion to.
Awesome.
Do we have to have a motion on that? or-
Yeah.
No, we don't need no motion.
I'll get it done.
All right.
All right, next, there's a couple reminders. Tuesday, November 17th at 6 o'clock is the joint work session with the Budget Committee with the health agencies. So, need everybody here for that. And then on November 18th, that Wednesday, at 6 o'clock is the last of the Selectmen's budget work sessions with the Water and Sewer, Conant Library, and the Town Beach. 6 o'clock.
On the 17th also, Ben.
The 17th was 6 o'clock, yes.
Okay.
Next, we have an intent to cut. There's no motion needed on this for map 7, lot 13 on Old Hinsdale Road. Next, we have the letter that we do every year to the New Hampshire Municipal Association. This is just updating the authorized personnel list for using their services. It lists the town administrator as being able to email them and call them, and it lists all the selectmen, the financial supervisor, land use administrator, and town clerk as authorized users of that service. Just need a motion to approve this.
Approve that.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. Next week is Veterans Day. The town hall will be closed. It's on Wednesday. And so they're wondering, are we having a meeting or no meeting, being that it's a holiday?
Well, you know how I feel.
You know how I feel.
I mean, honestly, business-wise, it's a really light time of the year. So to not have the meeting, I don't think is going to put us back and bury us with a bunch of stuff for the following week.
Well, is Tuesday's meeting is posted, right?
The 17th, the week after?
No, when we, I thought we were meeting with the health agency.
That's the following
Oh, it
week.
is, okay.
Yeah, that's the following week. So what's the pleasure of the board?
I don't have a problem with it. You're Jim, fine either way, I mean.
All right, well, it looks like 3 of us are okay with not having a meeting next week, so, and the 4th one is okay either way. So it looks like there's going to be no meeting next week. Next we have, Channy had talked to Bill Patno at Excavating. We had discussed this before about doing the cleanup out at the AC Lawrence property. His original quote, well, he originally quoted us a price back in July of $9,850, but then because it had been a while since till we talked to him again, the price went up, up to $10,350. But, after Cheney talked to him, he said he would still do it for last year's price of the $9,800. So, and he has insurance and everything, and he's already done work for the town. We have his insurance on file.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Well, just say, where's that money gonna be coming from?
Let Amy find it, she finds it for
Well,
everybody
I-
else,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
No, but before we act upon it, actually before we know, because as we spoke here not too long, and I agree that this project needs to be taken care of, but, we may have to wait till after the first of the year, until the new tax bills go out.
Yeah.
Because we have a, $1 million county tax bill that's coming due in December. So,
I'm sure he'll wait, I'm sure of that, but, yeah, it's up to the board.
let's,
The longer we
Chan-
let it go, the worse it gets.
no, I understand that, but can we table it until, we meet again?
Okay.
And then, that will give Amy time to
Find a
do the
place to-
research and find out what line items could come from.
Okay.
Right. The rest of the board's okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll table that. Next, in the financial folder, we have a request for payment from the Sewer Capital Reserve Fund to the State of New Hampshire, DES, for $27,312.08.
So moved. Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carries. Next is a request for payment out of the cemetery building donation checking account to Lawrence's Sign and Screen Printing for $437.61.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
For, Pam?
What's that?
What was that for? I didn't think we agreed on that sign yet.
No. Go ahead.
That's out of their other account.
Yeah, but I didn't even think we had made a decision on that sign last week, right? Is that what that was for? Because I know you wanted to
That's
talk about it.
for the sign, but
I
It
see
just
that.
says Evergreen Cemetery.
Yeah.
yeah, this is just the
yeah.
Evergreen
Oh, right.
Cemetery
Yeah.
sign.
Right.
It's gonna be ivy green. That's all it really says. Well, it says two colors, but one of them's ivy
You're
green.
talking about
Yeah.
for the building itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two different things.
Okay.
Good catch, though.
Well, we can, did you want to talk about that other sign, Jack, or do you want to?
Not right now, because it's,
Share sign here.
right.
Next in here, we have a request for payment from the ambulance billing fund for $878.25 to Certified Ambulance Group.
Make a motion to approve that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries.
Who seconded that?
Gloria and James.
Thank you.
And the last thing in the folder, last week I had just asked Carrie and asked the board to review a list of the capital reserve accounts and see if any of them, see which ones we would like to do as warrant articles this year. And if anybody had any recommendations on prices to put, that they'd like to see go into them. The list that Carrie gave us does have the examples of what were put in last year.
I had spoke with Dale this morning, and I'd like to table his, until he comes in. He's getting some information on a couple of different loaders also, some prices.
Yeah.
And James had mentioned last week, I'm sorry, if the pricing comes in at amount that we think that we could handle, that it might be possible that we do a 1-year payment. If that's the case, then this capital reserve, we'll have to look at exactly how much we're gonna put in that, if we're gonna take that big of a chunk to put towards a payment. So, I'd like to wait until Dale gives us the information that he's found on the loader. The cruiser, the police, the highway, the police, currently we have $13,704 in there. I know last year, yeah, Carrie, I thought we put 13,000 in there last year. Did that get voted down, maybe?
It's not in,
No, I don't think we put it in.
it's not in the warrant article.
No? Because, maybe it was just a discussion because Ben, if you recall, we thought that 13, then we could buy the cruiser.
Yeah, that's what the discussion was definitely last year. That's why I was thinking there was a warrant article too, but Carrie told me earlier when I questioned it that no, there wasn't.
So we have 13 in there right now, so that would be a motion that we warrant article for that, capital reserve for the police cruiser for another 13,000. It basically would be a second year payment on one.
Right.
I was gonna make a motion for 10, but 13, I'll go for that.
So Kenny, you're seconding Jack's motion
Yes.
on that one?
Yes.
Any other discussion on the police cruiser capital reserve? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None motion carries.
The assessment and revaluation, that's basically a set number. Last year was 16,522. Carrie, how's that broken down? I know the fourth year or the fifth
It's a
year.
5-year.
Right. So, then the 16,522 would be,
Yes, I will verify that, but I'm pretty sure that
Okay.
that is gonna be the exact number. Bless you.
Thank you.
so then, and that's, we have to do that by law, so, make a motion that, $16,522 in the assessment revaluation, capital reserve, warrant article.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None motion carries.
I would like to see something put into the computers.
Well, yeah, absolutely. We,
It's currently only $1,000 in the
Right.
computer.
Yeah, and especially if we have to buy a new server again or whatever, that,
yeah. There's a couple of them that we did not fund last year. Computers is one of them. I was thinking $5,000.
say that, yep,
Oh,
So is that a motion?
yes, that would be a motion.
I'll second that.
Any other discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None motion carries. And then,
What about the fire apparatus?
yeah, that's what I was just looking at.
I mean, there's 0 in fire rescue vehicles.
Well, there's a
Emergency.
fire apparatus down a little further. There's
Oh, I follow
$4,101.
you. Yep.
Yeah, $4,000 isn't a lot for,
Well, Carrie, what was a grant writer?
There was nothing, because I know Barry's looking and wants to do the Scott Air Packs.
Right.
We were gonna do that last year, but he said he had 2 or 3 more years left on the Scott Air Packs that he currently has.
Okay,
So he said, hold off on it, so I can reach back out and see if there's anything available.
yeah.
But at the time, we didn't
And
go
that's
there.
probably one of the biggest revolving expenses, right, Ben? The
I
Scott
would,
packs.
well, the Scott packs, yeah.
That's something that you need
Right,
because
those-
they
Yeah, the
get outdated,
yeah, the
correct?
hydro testing on the bottles becomes outdated, just
Right.
like a propane cylinder. And then you can have them retested and redated, but when they do it, I think it's only for 2 years, it might be 3, and it's fairly expensive. It's cheaper than replacing them, but not by a lot.
Well,
How much of those, do you know?
I don't know right off the
Yeah.
top of my head.
well, why don't you see, maybe you can reach out to Jack, and by the time we meet again, we can go over that?
I'll talk to Barry too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to find out, and maybe pick his brain on anything else that,
Equipment, yeah.
equipment, yes. Town-owned buildings. We're in pretty good shape,
The town building upgrades,
yes. Yes. We, you know,
Put $5,000 in there. 'Cause every year we need to do something,
right,
you
Well, just last year was 10,000.
know? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, because we used to have 2 line items, and we removed the town hall and combined it with town buildings.
Correct, so it included everything.
Yeah, there's only 31,000 in there.
Right. So,
I would recommend we at least stick with the 10.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
41,000 is not a lot of money
No,
at the
it's
end of the
not.
day to fix something.
is that a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a
10,000?
motion to
second that.
10,000.
I'll second that then.
Any other discussion on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
right,
Opposed? Non-motion carries. I believe the ambulance capital reserve,
Right.
we should put some,
I was,
last year we put 5,000 in there. There is currently,
23,682.
yeah, um, we do have one ambulance that's still in good operating condition, but is getting a little old. So, you never know what could happen. And if it died, 23,000 ain't gonna replace that.
No, speaking, no, this is side, I don't want to get sidetracked, but before we forget to talk about the ambulance, Carrie, we really need to have, what's his name, Ben?
Delizio?
Yes,
Rob Delizio?
Rob, come down before we forget it.
So we can decide, because we don't even know if it's gonna remain here. Yeah, right.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking that we should put $5,000 in there. That's not a lot of money for what the equipment is, but on the other hand, we also need to sit down and go over the numbers, because it's, you know, they've been well into the year that they've been operating, so.
Right.
This month, right?
Yeah, this month will be a year
Yeah.
since we made the motion to, start it.
Right, so we need to go over those numbers, but meanwhile, we still need to try to fund a little bit here, before we make a decision on what's going on with it.
Right.
So, that'd be my motion of $5,000.
I'll second that.
Is there any other discussion on that? All those in favor? Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Non-motion carries.
The only other one that we had was, last year we put $5,000 in the town share of the state road, grant for reconstruction cost of bridges.
Yep.
So, I'll make that motion.
And that was for 5,000?
5,000, yep. Any other discussion on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Non-motion carries. It's well over 100,000 to actually do it. I know we've put in for the grant to try to get a grant to help with it, but
I think we should put $10,000 in that.
the money that's in there still isn't even 10% of the cost of what the job was gonna be, so even matching funds, that wouldn't even be enough for matching funds if we did receive the grant, so. I personally would like to see 10,000 in the beach ramp, capital reserve.
I'll make that motion.
Just for discussion,
I'll second it for discussion.
Can I ask Mike a question? Do you mind?
No, go ahead.
Mike, since you're the chairman of the trustees of the trust fund, there's I don't know if you have seen there's another trust in here for the town beach, Parks and Recreation. Currently, we have $82,000 in that. Have you seen the wording on that? What it can be used for? Is it strictly interest?
To the best of my knowledge in reviewing it, it's for the maintenance of the beach. I don't believe it would be appropriate for new construction.
For new construction, okay. So like replacing some of the sand that we talked about and so forth, the wall needs to be,
Yeah.
Okay.
For new construction, I don't believe that would be appropriate.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
All right.
Is there any other discussion on 10,000 to the beach ramp, town beach ramp, capital reserve? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None, motion carries.
And then the next time we'll meet, we'll go over the highway and the fire apparatus.
Right. And I would run it by Dale for the culvert repairs. That's the other capital reserve account we have that would,
Well, that's the reason it wasn't funded last year, because we did run it by Dale.
right, and he said we were all set at that
Yeah.
point, and I would just like to double check and make
Yep.
sure that it's the same thing this year. Okay, so is everybody happy with the capital reserve accounts? That being said, the only other thing, there's an FYI in here from Carrie that she did send in the final reimbursement paper for the Gopher grant that closed a few weeks ago. So that's done and we should be good there. The only thing, that's everything in the folder. The only thing I had tonight was, I'm sure Chaney was probably gonna bring it up since he was there most of the day working, and Gloria and Jack made it last night working, but from what I saw being at the elections yesterday, it was great work by everybody. The supervisors did a great job. Everybody, I can't even think of everybody right now, but everybody did a great job. I heard in the parking lot, I heard very few complaints on how the operations were as far as getting in and out, and everybody seemed very happy. It seemed to flow pretty smooth for having well over 2,000 voters.
Yeah,
It went,
considering all the write-ins, I mean, we were out of there like, what, 8 o'clock? It went pretty quick, like.
yeah, it was fairly early that everything was done and out, so definitely a big thank you to everybody involved yesterday. And that's all I had. Anybody else from the board have anything?
Well, that's what I had.
No? Okay. At this time, I will open this to the floor for 15 minutes of public comment.
Claudia Harvey. I'd like to thank James for bringing up regarding the tree behind the gazebo and the gazebo roof a couple of weeks ago. And special thanks to Chaney for all the work that he put into it, helping the tree crew cleanup and overseeing and removing all the mold.
Yeah.
Pretty good for an old guy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks really nice over there now.
It does. I think it's gonna make a big difference. Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, Natalie Quevedo, 112 Ashwilla Street. First, I just want to publicly thank Ben. Congratulations. You did a great job.
Thank
Great
you.
race. You're welcome. Second, can you guys tell me what the computer line item that you were talking about was? Was that for the police?
No, it's a capital reserve account.
Capital reserve that we put money into in case our computers blow up, our server blows up, so we
Okay.
have money set aside to purchase.
Okay. Is the COVID grant still available?
Nope, it ended,
I thought it broke down in tiers.
Well, this wouldn't be till, March anyway, this would be for the
July of next year.
Right, but I'm still, with the COVID grant still applies now though, correct?
We don't need anything at the moment, this is for future purchases, just in case.
But wouldn't we want to purchase computers now, just so that way we don't have to purchase them in the future?
Well, no, what we use the capital reserve account for
Is maintenance?
is maintenance, and if a server crashes and all of a sudden we have to replace it, we have the money in capital reserve to do so.
Okay,
But we don't really have right, we don't have, there's no maintenance needs at the moment, and
but wouldn't purchasing computers with the COVID grant, actually, you'd have a backup in case some of your computers crash currently?
We don't know what we're going to need.
I know, but you still have the opportunity to purchase laptops
We
now.
actually don't, because the Gopher money is ended as of October.
I thought it went down in tiers.
I'm sorry.
I thought it went down in tiers.
It did, it was like, I don't have the dates, but it was like April to June, June to July.
I
July
thought
to-
January was the last.
No.
No? Okay. All right, thank you. Second is, I was wondering from the 2 select board meetings ago, did you guys ever find money for the mailing for the broadband committee?
yes. I thought we discussed it last week, that emergency management has the funds to, and it would be considered emergency type things, because it's for the broadband.
Okay, I didn't hear that last week,
Yeah,
that's why.
I could have swore I said something last week, but I don't remember. Okay,
No.
maybe I didn't. If I didn't, then
You did, because I was against it.
we,
but-
yeah.
Okay, so the broadband committee can now put together a mailing and send it out?
Well, what the committee would have to do is put together what they'd like to do for a mailing.
Yep,
And send it to Carrie,
yep,
and then Carrie would have to review it, do her thing with it, and then she would handle getting the information to you to get it to the committee to get it able to be sent out.
So when I send out any kind of newsletter, I go to the post office. It's every door, direct mail, different rate.
yep.
And I have it all in my system in my computer. It breaks
Great.
down by route. Has to be pretty particular in how you break it
Yes,
down.
yes.
So
Perfect. So we'll just draft that and send it to you. All right.
Yeah, draft it and send it to Carrie, and the only thing I would request, because obviously there's a lot of folding involved with this, is,
I would hope you could keep it to one page.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
I would
Yeah.
hope to keep it
Yeah.
to one page,
Yeah.
and I would also hope to maybe get a couple volunteers from the committee to come in and help fold them once they're printed, to get them ready to go in the mail.
Definitely.
That way, because it takes Carrie all day to just stand there folding things.
Yep.
Well, the other thing I'd like to say too, Natalie, is
Yeah.
and I don't remember where we saw the numbers, but the school sent one out, and I think they only had like, was it 86% didn't return it, or 68? So there was very few people that even filled it out, so.
Right. This school, though, that's part of, that's classified information, so we can't obtain that
Well, no,
information.
I'm just,
We
I
can't
know,
get
I
the
know
exact
that's not what I'm
results,
saying, I'm just
but-
saying, you're not gonna get a good return on your investment, or,
Right, but I
It's
mean,
not
we
very-
still have to try,
yeah.
you know? I mean,
Yep.
for the purposes of the whole town getting broadband.
Yeah.
And then lastly, I just wanted to say, I guess just a statement, that our town is very divided. Like, our vote was split right down the middle. So I would just hope that the select board and our new state rep can really focus on trying to bring those two sides together. We're a purple town. And it just, everybody should be heard in what they're feeling. And I would like it if the select board could open up the 15-minute comment period back to just open comment.
No, we'd be here all night. That's why we limited it.
I mean, it's always been posted,
Yes.
as 15 minutes for public comment. 99% of the time, there's honestly 5 or 10 minutes of it. But some of the meetings were starting to get to where we were having 45 minutes to an hour of public comment.
I feel that the public needs to be heard.
Oh,
So I mean,
definitely.
anything that you guys can do more to cater to that would be great. I mean, we're still using my phone data on a live stream, and people want to be informed. And if you want to encourage them to get involved in the town, you should be able to do anything that you can in your power to do so. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public? At this time, I'll entertain a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A32, little c and e, right? No, just C.
There is no E.
Right, just C this week. Yep.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Jack Marsh.
Aye.
James Rhodes. Herb Stevens.
Aye.
Gloria Lustek. Ben Kalansky. Aye. We are now in non-public, and I do not foresee us having any other business.